So for today's video, I'll be talking about some reading goals that you could set for 2023 that are not oriented around the number of books you read. I do think that a lot of reading challenges and goals for the new year are usually set around the number of books you finish and just trying to read more books than you did the previous year. But I don't think that the number of books correlates to the level of enjoyment you get from reading and the amount of knowledge and information you gain from those books. And so I do think there are better ways of gauging how good of a reading year you had by different metrics than just how many books I finished. But with that being said, like many things in life, it is very relative. There are people that actually like having a set number of books that they want to finish in a year, and it works really well for them because they have that measurable goal and they can see how behind or how ahead of their goal they are. And so by no means am I saying that setting a certain number of books you want to finish in a year is a bad goal. I'm just saying that there are other suggestions, and that's not the only reading goal that you could create. So my first suggestion for a reading goal is to set a certain number of minutes you want to read in a day. So it could be 10, 15, 5, but every time you do it, mark it off in your calendar. And the idea is you keep on doing it for a certain number of days, and it gets to a point where you don't even think about it. Reading just becomes a part of your daily routine, just like brushing your teeth and showering. But just make sure that the amount of minutes you set are specific. So rather than have your goal be, oh, I'm just going to read today, have it be that I'm going to read for 10 minutes. I think that when goals are measurable, there's a clear marker of how much you got done. The second idea is to pick a genre that you want to read more of. And so for me, that genre would be anything nonfiction. I do read a lot more fiction books. I do think part of the reason is because I spend most of my time studying medicine, and I quite like being pulled away from that and just immersing myself in a completely fictional reality. But I do think I should make more of an effort to read nonfiction books. And so that's one of my goals for 2023. One of the books that I specifically want to read is Being Mortal by Atul Gawande. And this would be my second time reading it, actually. I read it in my third year in medicine, and I want to reread it because this book really gave me an idea of the type of doctor that I wanted to be. And I just want to reread it and remind myself of that image of a good doctor that I have, and also just ponder some of the issues that it raises regarding mortality again. The third goal could be to read a specific book. There could be a book that you've been putting off and you've been meaning to tackle. And having that book and just reading it could be your achievement for that year. So this could be like Ulysses, or for me personally, it's The Idiot by Fyodor Dostoevsky. If I were to read this book, even if I only read like 3 other books, I would still have a good reading year because this is one of the big things that I want to get through. The last goal is to read more translated books, or just books in different languages, because I think there's a lot to gain from exposing yourself to different cultures and different languages, because the methods of storytelling, as well as the themes that are prevalent within books, those do differ from country to country. And so if you're just reading from one region, you might miss out on a lot more of the human experience, in my opinion. I really want to read a book, a children's book in Chinese, and also to read more Arabic books. Arabic is my mother tongue, but most of the books I read are in English. And I do feel like I'm missing out because Arabic is just such a beautiful language. And I think it's such a shame that I haven't made it a priority to read more Arabic books. And so that's definitely one of my goals. I think one of the Arabic authors that I really want to read next year is Al-Tayyib Saleh, who is a Sudanese writer. He's very famous here, and specifically the work that he is most known for is Mawsim al-Hijra al-Shamal, which translates to Season of Migration to the North. And that's a book that I really want to read, and I think it is one that I will enjoy. And if you have any other suggestions or any other types of reading goals, please feel free to let me know. I would really appreciate it. I hope that you enjoyed this video, and Happy New Year!